Hello, backpackers. This is Juan from Juan Backpacks, and I'm here today to share with you my most gratuitous, I love that word, gratuitous, my most gratuitous luxury item that I would take backpacking with me in 2024. If you're a coffee lover, hang in there because this is a good one for backpacking and for car camping in particular. Little bit sketchy because of the weight in backpacking, but anytime that I can get away with about 25-pound total pack weight with food, water, and this little item here, I'm going to take it with me because I love my coffee. I love espresso, Americanos, lungos, all those things, and you can make them with this press. So let's take a look at this. This is the Nanopresso. Nanopresso. It's basically a coffee press that's mechanical, builds pressure by pumping it like this, and literally the coffee comes out the bottom then, the espresso, and this would be the water reservoir here. So let me go ahead and take it apart. So again, this is where the top is where you put the coffee in, the grounds here, and it has a kind of like a Americano, or I'm sorry, espresso style spout here to run the coffee through and build the pressure in there, and then you flip it and then into a cup or something like that. Now, this Nanopresso, it'll do coffee grounds right out of the box, and this is the way it comes right out of the box. It's got a cup and it's got a reservoir for water, and then it also has in here a measuring cup and a tamper for the coffee grounds, and even a little brush that you can clean things off with. So that's kind of the way it comes out of the box. And then obviously you have your little basket here for the coffee itself in here. So the way it comes out of the box like this, the Nanopresso, with all these little items, it's going to come in at, let's weigh it, 11.2 ounces. A little heavy, right? But hey, what? A camp chair is a pound, right? This is under a pound, and then you can have some really great coffee. Now, here's what I did with this. I have a couple attachments that you can buy for this core piece here, and that's what I did because I didn't want to deal with having to bring espresso coffee grounds with me and run it through here and all the mess and the cleanup and so forth. So what I did is this top, the business end here that the coffee pours out of, what I did was I bought an attachment, or have an attachment for it. Let's get rid of this one, original. And this is actually a Nanopresso attachment. So you can use capsules, like this capsule right here for making espresso. So basically, it's an espresso capsules. And so it has a head here that you put the capsule down into, and you just replace the original with this. Then you have a extender collar here that makes it high enough to accommodate the capsule. And then you take the capsule, pop it in there, and it literally pokes holes in it. And then the top is waffled to make perforations in the top here. And that's where you run the water through here. It comes out this side. Again, this is kind of the business end of it. Seems like the top here, but then you pump it through, the water down through, and then the coffee comes out the bottom. The cool thing about this is you got that water reservoir, but you also have a cup there too. So you got your water and your cup. Now, when I do it the way I want to do it, I actually have another attachment over here. They call this the barista kit for the Nanopresso. And again, it's just adding expense. Do I really need to do it? No, I don't. But let's look at the cost, or the cost in terms of weight if you just use this. Now, I honestly, if I'm using the capsules, I'm not going to need the tamper, and I'm not really going to need the brush there to clean things out. So let's take a look and see what the Nanopress and the Nespresso capsule attachment. 12.5 ounces. So it's 12.5 ounces. And if I want to have a bigger reservoir to be able to make some different styles of coffee, I can have this other attachment here, the barista kit they call it, and I'm just going to use the bigger cup and the bigger water reservoir. Again, this has a cup that comes off, and the water reservoir is right there, and that drives the weight up to 13.7. So you know, I can go from 11.7 to 13.7. If I really want to take around, I could get rid of the cup if I'm just going to use my pot in camp, and I could get this back down with the bigger reservoir to 12.5 ounces. I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you, at that point, so I'd probably take it like this. Now, again, if I'm really patient and I want to make a couple shots in this smaller one and get my weight down, I can do that, and then just dump that, like, say, into my cook pot that I'm using to boil water in, and I just drink my coffee out of it, which I do many times. So you could really keep your weight down this way, but I just feel like, you know, the form factor is pretty big. I get it, but you know, at that point, again, if I'm coming in at 25 total pounds, my pack weight with my food and water on a trip, I'm not going to, you know, hesitate to make this part of that 25 pounds. So let's go ahead and make one of these coffees in here, and I'll kind of show you how it works. I'm going to fast forward it though a little bit when I start doing the pumping. It takes maybe a couple minutes to pump the water through to make the espresso. And what I'm going to do actually is I've got some hot water here, and so I'm going to pour it into the reservoir. I already have the capsule in there that I put in earlier. And I'm going to put about 4 ounces in here of hot water that I already did. Again, you'd be pouring this from your pot that you boil water in into the reservoir. And this will make what's called a lungo. It's like 3.75 ounces of water and basically a shot of espresso that's going to come out of that capsule. And so I'm just going to turn this over. I'm going to turn this knob to extend the pump, and then I'm just going to start building pressure. I'll feel the pressure build up in the pump and start to push the coffee down through, or the espresso down through, and out the end into the cup here. And then I just keep going until basically I don't feel any more pressure and no more coffee's coming out. I'm going to fast forward this so you don't have to wait around for me to pump this thing up. All right, let's go ahead and take a drink of this and see. It looks really good. It's nice and foamy. I'll show you a shot of that too. Really good coffee, really good coffee. So if you're into gourmet coffee, you can take grounds with you for, let's say, around 13 ounces, 11 to 13 ounces. You can make yourself some in-the-field espresso, Americanos. Would I do this on a through hike? No, definitely. If I'm going on a long through hike covering miles, I'm probably not going to do this. But like I said, if I'm going to go out for a few days, could be going and doing some base camping, I wouldn't have a problem taking this extra 12, 13 ounces with me, as long as my overall pack weight was in that 25-pound range. I think it would be a lot of fun to have this in camp. You'd be definitely the envy of your campsite for sure. So that is my luxurious coffee press. Let me know what you think below. How do you like to do coffee? I'd love to hear your strategies for making coffee. I know this is overkill. I get it. But this is a luxury item for sure. So until next time, backpackers, get out there, do some backpacking, do some hiking. Stop watching YouTube videos, unless they're mine, and watch them all from start to finish.